good to life. Jeff wants you to look good, feel good, and live good. I'm Eloy Gomez. I'm the CEO of Mr. Jeff. The story of Jeff began in 2015 when me and my friends Adrian and Ruben wanted to create a business that changed lives. After hard market research, we said, guess we got it. We realized the laundry sector had not evolved to the 21st century. While people was buying, listening music, renting a flat, or finding love through mobile apps, laundries were still in the street with no technology. So we got down to business and offered them the solution, Jeff. Now, Jeff is the first super app that offers daily services on making people's life easier. You can book laundry, beauty, or fitness services from Jeff app. But Jeff is more than that. We decided to return to the neighborhoods where digitalization took away from them, and we create a digital franchise model. However, the road to get here has been like a roller coaster. Firstly, we created as the tech platform to connect laundry services with users. After, we want to control the logistic step to offer and guarantee the best experience to our customers. So finally, we realized that combining franchise model with tech platform was the perfect business match to offer the best possible service to our users. We choose a franchise model that allows us to scale faster and with better quality for our end customers. Today, we have more than 2,000 Jeff points in more than 30 countries, from Asia, Latin, Europe to Africa. Well, we started just 3 friends, ends of 2015. Now, almost 4 years later, we are 500 Jeffs of more than 25 nationalities. So we are really proud of the team that we have built so far. Definitely, we try to create a Jeff culture to provide the best possible service to our customers. Jeff will not be just one solution. Jeff wants to become an ecosystem. We see that the future will be around 40 to 50 ecosystems in the world, and we want to play a role there. This is our third company. We have successfully sold the 2 first, and now we have a clear vision to go to IPO, be a public company next 3 to 4 years.
Thanks, Kanika. Friends, a very good evening to all of you. I'm Sonia Chaudhary, and I'm part of the management at Franchise India. We are here today to present you an international opportunity, which is a market entry opportunity for India. And this is a leading laundry chain from Spain. And I am also joined in this webinar with me. I have Mr. Avinash Kundalia. He's the CEO of Franchise India. And I also have Ms. Nitika, who's also leading the project along with him. And before we start, friends, I'll set a perspective on the opportunity, and I will request all of you to make the session interactive. And if you have any questions, please use the Q&A box down that you see, and we'll be able to address as many questions as we can in the time that we have. So, Franchise India, through its brand management company, Franwork, which is the country developer for Mr. Jeff, has been given the responsibility of selecting the right candidature for area franchisees for Mr. Jeff for India. And when I say area franchisee, they're looking at city partners for the top 11 cities in the country. Now, we are also, a brand management company, Franwork, which is I would say, a separate outfit under Franchise India. And we are extremely sensitive and selective about the opportunities that we undertake. And unless we have our own conviction, our own belief on that category, the opportunity, the people behind, we do not undertake these opportunities to be presented to our potential partners or investors like yourself. So being a country developer, Franwork and Franchise India, they would develop this territory following a very structured and a stringent franchise selection process. So before we start, friends, I understand we're all here to start something and we're all looking at buying something, for ourselves in terms of the business. I'll request all of you to make it interactive And if I can ask, a lot of you still joining in to use the Q&A box and tell me one fundamental thing, because everybody who's out here is looking at starting a business. So my question to all our investors who are actually participating in this webinar is, how many of you have already decided to start a business? That's my question to all of you. And I would like to also request, if you're already running some business already, a franchise business of your own, please take her to the Q&A box, and start writing in. And before we proceed further, I'll also request Gaurav. He's just joined in. He's a chairman of the Franchise India Group, who brings in more than 30 years of experience as an entrepreneur investor, and has worked with more than nearly 400 international brands to bring them into the Indian market. And we have worked very closely with many master franchises in India, where we worked with parent company, brought them to the Indian continent, and further worked with the master franchisees in India to develop their unit franchisees in the market. So before we proceed further, friends, I'll request Gaurav to address all of you. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Sonia, and welcome, friends, and welcome to Jeff webinar. This is a very special opportunity. We're very proud to partner at Franchise India and Fran Work because and this is not just a partnership of bringing the brand to India, but we are partnered with them to really make sure that we build the business, bring the business up, and also make it sustainable. I personally have done a lot of research on the business for a very long period, the last 3 odd years, before we committed ourselves that we want to really put in our best effort to bring the business in India. And the opportunity itself, to me, for Indian market is probably the best, because India is one of the largest consumption markets, and what they have seen success in 40 countries, I see India can do 10x of that growth within India, because there is nothing like that which is available. So let me explain you a little bit on the opportunity. The opportunity is creating a aggregation of a lot of personal services which are delivered to you through technology. It's like an Amazon of personal services. Like in Amazon today, you buy everything, whatever you need from a product side. Similarly, imagine a lot of services which you consume, if that can be aggregated and given to you with your convenience through an app, which you can do that. And this is future. This is future of what I call direct to consumer space. Direct to consumer space is becoming very, very big. Everything you want at your home comfort and with a lot of convenience and high quality. That's the journey which we are doing. So Jeff started with the laundry business, because laundry was one of the biggest personal services which you consume. So started with the laundry business, and now they've added multiple other services which you consume on a personal basis, like beauty services, which means haircuts, any kind of other beauty services, fitness, massage, and also recently cleaning services, which is part of that. So they've really moved from not only one services, but the entire basket of services which you consume. And if you really ask yourself, you will also find that a lot of services on a day-to-day basis, every household really consumes. So all these services are bundled together and you can consume through the same app. Now you will question that there's some other companies which are competitive available in the market. Like there is only one company in India which has done something similar, which is called the Urban Company. It used to be called the Urban Clap. The Urban Clap model is absolutely same, because they are also provider of personal services. But if you understand Urban Clap model, Urban Company model, they are aggregators. So what they do is that when you order for a laundry service to Urban Clap, they would pass that inquiry to the nearest aggregated laundry, which is not their own laundry, but it will go to a laundry which has been registered with Urban Company. Now that laundry would do the fulfillment, which means the quality assurance is now not missed out. So there is no quality assurance, because you don't know what kind of quality would come. And this is the biggest problem in aggregators. When you aggregate, quality can be very, very different. Like Oyo, which is an aggregator of hotel rooms. Whenever you go to a particular room, you can get a very different service, because there is no consistency of these places. So what this company has done, Jeff has created a very unique model. While the acquisition is done through technology, which is what I call the customer discovery, is done from a technology viewpoint, but the entire fulfillment, which means that the fulfillment is done from their own franchised outlets. So which means when you order for a laundry through Jeff app, that you want to place an opportunity for a laundry, that laundry would be picked up by the nearest franchisee, which is available in that neighborhood. And this would only take an order if that neighborhood is already serviced. Say if I go to Jeff app, I will get only feedback if I have a nearest laundry which is available, which is a franchise laundry of that. So this automatically goes to the laundry, and laundry then takes that opportunity to service that customer. Entire discovery to fulfillment is managed through technology. So as a customer experience, you completely intact on that. And you will also have, because of a strong analytics, so you know when people order, what is the frequency, when they consume, all that gives you a great opportunity for customer retention and building a big number of subscription base. So this model is so very powerful. And that's why we're starting Jeff for India first service, which is a laundry service. And laundry is a very big industry. And it's a 2.2, 2 lakh, almost about 200 crore industry in this market. Sorry, I should give you a right number. It's a, you have a number, Sonia, exactly available with you? It's actually 2,20,000 crore industry. So that's the
2,20,000 crore.
Yeah, so 2,20,000 crore industry. It's a very large industry, which laundry is already in India. So this Jeff service is actually transforming this unorganized, fragmented laundry market to a more organized laundry market. So friends, today what we're going to do is give you a little overview about the Jeff as a business model. We'll also talk about the company, the founders, what they started for, and then we'll talk about a little bit on the area franchise model, what kind of area franchise opportunity we are offering. But before we do that, because this is by invitation only, this is not that we are going and doing and asking for anybody to apply and get a franchise. So it will be very important for us to understand what is your interest, what is your profile, what brings you to this webinar. Are you somebody who can qualify to become an area franchisee? Do you have that kind of investment appetite to commit to this business? Are you looking to start something in next 3 to 4 months? So I'll ask a few questions, and it's very important that each one of you please try to answer that question. How many of you looking to start an area franchise opportunity in next 30 to 90 days? Give me answer on that Q&A box. You can use the Q&A box. So Raghvendra Kumar, welcome. So great to have you, Mr. Raghvendra. And I want to make it very interactive because the presentation, we can mail it to you also. That's not important because you can go through that. If I am able to explain you, it will be very important. So others also I will encourage, please go out and tell us if you want to start. So Indrajit is also interested to start something. Others also I'll expect that if you are a part of the webinar and you're coming for taking a big opportunity, you should be very interactive and share your feedback. So please go out and tell us about how many of you really want to start a business opportunity, which is 30 to 90 days, because it's meaningful only because we're not looking for anything beyond that, because we're only selecting few partners who would become partners with us, and then we'll stop for some time, first establish those location regions, and then start expanding again. So if you are looking for anything from 6 months from now, 1 year from now, you can be part of it as information, but we will have to evaluate you when it comes to that 6-month situation. So at this stage, we are only looking at people who are interested in 30 to 90 days kind of a mindset. So welcome, Mr. Firoz. So great. Great to know that you all are interested to do that. My next question is, anybody who has investment appetite, I mean, or maybe I'll put it differently, all of you should understand that this is a higher investment appetite. Investment appetite can be from 75 lakh rupees to 1 crore. So how many of you would be having that kind of affordability that you can invest 75 to 1 crore as an investment in that? That's also very important, because I want to save your time and our time. I want to talk to really serious people, and it's very important for us. So thank you, Mr. Raghvendra, and that's what I want to qualify out of this webinar. webinar is all about really to find out who is really okay, Firoz. So good to be honest. We obviously have another opportunity which can fit into that price point, and because we are also looking to do some good partners if come in, we don't mind co-investing with them. But this also depends on the profile of somebody. Okay, so now my next question is that how many of you have any kind of service or a franchise experience already with you? Any kind of service or a franchise experience, or you have a strategic location which can become a very good location for a laundry business? Please use the Q&A box and give me some answers on that. Any strategic value you have, so I always say that there are three things you can bring in: either your own experience which you have done in past, or a strategic asset, which means your location or anything which needs to be done, or you have been a part of a franchise business, you understand franchise, how to establish franchise business, and so on and so forth. Any of these strategic experience which comes in would be very, very helpful. Oh, great. So Mr. Tahir, very, very good experience. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what is a huge opportunity. It's like creating an Amazon. If you see these days, billions and billions of dollars have been spent on companies which are reaching your home direct. Everything is becoming home direct. Pharmacy is coming to your home direct. All your FMCGs now become 10-minute. This Zomato has started Instamart, 10-minute delivery for everything. So people are seeking convenience. Consumer is asking more and more convenience. And especially when it comes to personal services, you want more convenience and you want great quality. What is the expectation from a good laundry? That laundry, there is no experience to go to laundry store. The experience is to really see that there is a transparency. Your clothes are done in best hygiene. They're done in the best quality. The fabric is being very well taken care. And you get convenience of somebody picking your clothes from home and delivering at home. And finally, it should have a good pricing. So if anything can provide that, the customer base would certainly shift. And market is already been built. 220,000 crore market is already been built. You have to convert that market. And I will explain now how laundry business really works and why Jeff opportunity is very, very special. If you see what is a laundry business in India, it's a very large industry. You've already seen after that it is already a 2 lakh plus crore industry. So it's a large industry and continue to become more and more. And who are the operators? Operator can be an independent dhobi who picks up something from you, takes to dhobi guard, washes it and delivers to it. You all would be surprised. Still, this phenomena is a very significant phenomena. It has efficiency issues. It has a phenomenal quality issues. It has hygiene issues. It has everything issues. Now, even governments are not allowing it because it's had a lot of a pollution issue. So this is dying model. This whole dhobi structure is dying. Now, what are the other two choices? The other choice is industrial laundry business, which means your laundry is picked from a collection point. You send it to a collection point. This collection point would further send it to the big factory where your load, say you have 10 kg of load, would be mixed in other loads and washed together, dried, and then ironed and segregated back and send it to your collection center where further it is given to you. This is industrial model. The third model, which again Franchise India was the one who introduced and is now a biggest growing category, is called laundromat. Now, laundromat is where you go to a particular store, the machines are in that store itself. So your clothes are washed only with one load, which means that they're not mixed with anybody. You can see the whole transparent way of your clothes being handled. They're washed, they're dried, they're ironed, and then given to you or delivered to you. Now, what we are talking about is this model, which is the most evolved model, linked with technology, which means that once you come to Jeff, or you ring Jeff, or you call Jeff and you download an app from us, you just have to put in the app. You can select your time where you wanted to get it picked up, and we'll pick it up. We'll take it to the outlet. It is serviced at that outlet itself with the best world-class machines, which are out of, the best in the world machines, best quality of people working on that. packed in a very hygienic way, very, very sophisticated way, and delivered to you at the best cost level. Now, a lot of people will ask, is this big market? Absolutely. If you take a city like Pune, somebody said Pune, 30% of people have no capability to do laundry or dry cleaning or any other services at home, which means that they have no ability to do it, which means the students, young couples, working professionals, a lot of these don't have capabilities to do that. If you see a city like Pune, a lot of IT people, a lot of people in colleges, students going in that thing, young professionals working there, they have no ability. They have to anyway outsource it, which is a 30% of the community. A lot of other working class also, which needs to wash their clothes, have no ability to do it. Balance 30%, next 30% has one part of that going outsource, which means that they can wash at home maybe, but they still have to not able to dry, or takes too much of time to dry, or they have to send it out for ironing. So a lot of people, households actually wash at home, but then they send it out for ironing because they cannot iron themselves. So this 30% is also doing some services outside. And if I go to them and say, you will actually save more cost rather than having a maid, hiring a maid and paying extra in the same cost, the entire service can be outsourced, they would also come. So 60% is no brainer. They immediately are available. The balance 40% who has every facility available, which have what I call HNIs, they also have some part of their load, which they cannot handle at home, which means their bed sheets, their large pillows, or blankets, or any other thing which they need different kind of handling, they cannot handle it. They would outsource that part of business. So technically, almost an entire market is addressable. Entire market is addressable by the time you are able to give them a great pricing. Now let's go on a pricing. Pricing also, we are very, very efficient because it's a machine-led model. So you can run those machines 24 hours, and the only cost you is electricity and a little bit of water bill, and balance is a little chemicals which you use. Rest, there is no other expense. So your pricing is very efficient, and you are able to give the best pricing to the customer and compete with anybody. So if you really see, the model of Jeff is very, very strong from customer acquisition viewpoint, from a customer fulfillment viewpoint, and customer delight viewpoint, from a pricing and the quality viewpoint. So it has a right mix of a business model. What we are looking at, we are looking for a good area partner who would take, say, city of Pune. Pune has an opportunity to do almost about 50 locations. It's a big city and growing from all over. And it's probably one of the best cities when it comes to a laundry business, because a lot of people have anyway outsourcing laundry. So when you take an area franchise, you will first open up your one store. It will be your own pilot store. You will open up a one pilot store. That would become your training and image store. That's very important. And out of this store, you will set your team, you will set your capability, maybe keep a small store also where you can stock all the chemicals and everything. Under you, there would be a lot of franchises. 49 other franchises would come under you. Each franchise, when you make, you get 50% of the franchise fees, which you will get. This would come to you. And you'll also make 50% of royalties, which would also come to you. And you'll also make money on the supplies, which you send it to your entire. So it's a big business. So if you really see 50 laundries working under you, and you have recurring incomes of royalties and so forth. So this is an opportunity which we are talking about. So I will discuss this in even more detail going forward. And I'll pass it back to Sonia for taking a quick presentation. We don't want to spend too much of time, because this we will be able to share with you. And we are also setting up one-on-one discussions with people who are genuinely very serious. And I'll encourage you that you please reach out to us. I will also put my direct number. This is 98102-44330. This is my direct WhatsApp number. So you can send me a little profile about you, especially Mr. Raghavendra, Mr. Taher, Firoz. You all can send me, Inderjeet, you all can send me a little note about your profile. So I know where you're coming from and what is your capabilities, what have you done. And if we are able to spend a lot of time, and even if I have to, invite you to our headquarters and spend time with us, or talk to the global team at Spain, we'll do all that for your satisfaction and for our satisfaction. Only when we feel that there is a meeting of mind, there is really a meeting of mind, then we can go together and take it to the next number. Tahir says, can you please return your number? So it's again, you want me to give you number again. It's 98102 44330. This is a very, very big opportunity. Both Sonia and I am handling it direct, because we want to really select somebody right now, because we've started in 2-3 months back, but we've not had some compelling profile. So we both have taken responsibility that we'll select the right profile directly, and only when we have direct profile we can present it to parent company. It's a very large company and they are very particular who they partner with. It's one of the fastest growing franchise in the world and the 100% fastest growing laundry in the world. And now with 2,000 point of sales in 40 countries, this company is one of the fastest growing technology companies which provide personal services. So over to you, Sonia, and friends, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to take discussions forward.
Can we have the presentation, please? And friends, we'll go through a very quick presentation. You know, we've heard about how big the opportunity in the industry at large is. And we'll talk now about the brand, Mr. Jeff, the pedigree of, I would say, the people behind, and also the brand and their performance at large ever since they started in 2006. So this is a company, Mr. Jeff, friends, as you see, and you saw in the video, the CEO talk about the brand, and it's a globally successful brand, and they firmed up their plan to enter Indian market, late in the last year, which is 2021. And this decision, came after they had entered almost all the important markets of the world, and about 40 markets they currently have their presence in, including the biggest market of the world, which is United States of America, which they entered last year. And they signed up with a company called Clean Ventures, which is a venture capital fund that invests in laundry companies in the growth stage, right? So that's the profile of people they have partnered in America. And even in the COVID period last year, this company raised their Series B financing round, which was close to 17.4 million pounds, led by All Iron Ventures. And this company also has some of the credible investors from companies like Alibaba. We all know these companies, how big they are, about their promoters. Dropbox is another company. Uber, Stripe. So all these companies have also invested in this company. And the last year was very, very important for them because they entered one of the biggest markets. They also raised their Series B financing round. And they have been acquiring all these years, and especially the last 4 years have been very, very aggressive for the company. And they have been growing through, in organic growth, both, I would say, through franchise as well as a lot of acquisitions, which the company has been doing globally, because they want to have, a very large market share in the overall market of laundry globally. They even acquired one of the biggest laundry chains in Brazil, and through which they consolidated one of the biggest and one of the most important markets of the world. I'm giving you this background to understand, I would say, the credibility of the company and the commitment they have towards the business. So, they have been fastest growing brand in the world, I would say, across all categories. It is not just laundry we're talking about, but they have made convenience and technology the core of their business. And they have actually transformed the industry at large, and they continue to do that. Every country they have actually taken a very big chunk of market share from the existing players. I would say both unorganized, which is largely unorganized mostly, and also many unorganized and organized players. And if you look at the whole spectrum, startups today are becoming bigger companies. These are billion-dollar companies which have become unicorns, and they've only become these big because they came up with a solution where they brought convenience to something that we were consuming in our everyday lives. And as a consumer, we all need convenience. So they brought convenience to our day-to-day issues, and this they brought through technology. So the company, which was founded in 2016, about 6 years back, was founded by 3 friends and started in the city called Valencia. And they wanted to make life easier for the community. That was the underlined, I would say, foundation of the company. They wanted to make life easier for the community, and they started with a tech-based laundry brand, which is a convenience service provider. And if I talk about India, there are multiple businesses, which the company would also bring in the Indian market. And to start off with, it would be laundry, and it would be followed by other businesses like food, retail. It will be a cafe, which they plan to launch, and also services like beauty and wellness. Next slide. And Nikita, can we go full slide, please? This is too small. Let's go full slide. So this is what the vision of the company is. They want, that's what I've covered, and it's living good. They want to have a community to look good and feel good. And all the pictures that you see are depicting the various businesses the company is into. In India, they bring in laundry first, followed by the other businesses. Next slide. Can we go full slide?
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing.
All right, let's go on the next. Friends, if you have any question in the meantime, please keep asking in, and I'll try to answer as much we can in the time that we have. And so these are the three founders, and you heard Eloy at the start of the video when we started the webinar. He's the one who is the brain behind the entire business, and he leads pretty much the entire operations of the company, along with his other partners who lead marketing as well as technology. Next slide, please. So this slide, I would say, is very, very interesting. It also talks about the growth story of the company, and which I would say has been very, very fast, very, very quick. But having said that, they have also been very, very sustainable. A lot of companies who might have grown sometimes are not able to sustain that growth. But this company has been able to grow very fast and on a very, very sustained structure. When they started in 2015, they began with the business model. They experimented, the entire format. And in 2016, they launched the subscription model. It is this subscription model which makes their business model robust, because it brings predictability in their monthly revenues. And that is what is something which they launched first in their home. And subsequently, after they did that, they perfected it. 2016 is when they did that. 2017, they launched their franchise business for the very first time. So starting 2017 to, I would say, 2021, this has been about 4 odd years. They have entered 40 countries in this span of time, including the 2 very critical years we all have seen in the history of business at all levels, where companies were not growing, they were shutting. They in fact went to about 40 countries in this time span. And today, as I speak, they have more than 3,000 franchisees which they run all across the globe. And this number is very, very dynamic, because on an average they have been adding about 80 to 100 franchisees every month in all the international markets. Next slide, please. So this is where their current I would say footprint is, which includes Europe, all the highlighted portion that you see on the slide, which is America, Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and Europe. And they have more than 2 million users who are currently their subscribers who are using these services. And the retail customer is separate. These are people who are regular subscriber to the overall services offered by the company. Next slide. So, as we said, they're a company which are also a reference point in the industry when it comes to technology, when it comes to business, when it comes to scalability. They're used as a very big reference point, and they are also amongst the 20 top startups of the world. They got awarded in the year 2017. That was the time, when the world saw many startups coming in. They were amongst the 20 startups across all categories. We're not talking about one category. We're not talking about one country. This is across the globe. And this was one award which I felt was worth mentioning. And they also have some other credible achievements to their credit. Next slide. So, they have more than 40 nationalities also, who are a part of their team back in Spain. And all the specialized team that you see, this is a picture of, one of at their head office back in Spain. And all the teams, all the specialized teams have been part of some of the biggest companies in the world, including Facebook, Uber, Coca-Cola, Grab. They've worked with all these brands. And all these companies are, marquee companies who are technology companies. These are the companies that we all, can easily reckon with because of the kind of, I would say, pace and the brand equity these companies have built. So that's the talent which Mr. Jeff has. Next slide. And these are also some of the very, I would say, important investors. Anytime we look at investing in any business, and especially when that business is big, large, and we putting, our time, and we're putting a big investment and trusting the company, we must also understand who are the other investors in the business. While these are not franchisees, these are people who have trusted the company. They have trusted the growth of Mr. Jeff. And if you look at these names from, I would say, Coca-Cola, Airbnb, All Iron Ventures, these are names, you can Google all these names of these companies and founders. These are very remarkable investors who actually put in their conviction and have invested in the company, including All Iron Ventures, which was a part of their last funding round in the year 2021. Next slide, please. So I'll talk a bit about the business model, and they call their business model unique because they bring in technology, which is the most important part. And I would say a lot of companies talk about technology, they harp about technology, but these are not truly tech businesses, so to say. But Mr. Jeff has made, I would say, one of the biggest investments, and the biggest USP the company has today is the technology which they own, which is something which is unparalleled to any other company or business, and especially in this category. I don't know if there's any other company in the country like India to which the technology can be even compared to. So they're bringing in technology, they're bringing their know-how of the business, and this know-how does not come with experience in one country, one franchisee, but thousands of franchisees and multiple, geographies they have operated in these 6 years, and absolutely the brand equity, which they bring along with them. So, and I'll also, talk a little bit, what their business is all about. Now, when you look at, the business of laundry, and you heard Gaurav talk about, scaling up for many players, even in the past, even in current times, has been very, very difficult because of the operational intensity of the business, and which is both back end as well as the front end. So Mr. Jeff has made it very simple through the unique business, which I said is unparalleled. And they follow a very efficient full cycle approach, right from booking via app to pickup, cleaning, delivering washed clothes at a scheduled time frame, which they're doing seamlessly across the globe in 48 hours. And this was a solution which they have been bringing to their end consumers, and they win customer by convenience. And everything which they have invested today in their businesses, they have invested in consumer facing convenience, and consumer facing convenience is where the entire value creation happens, right? So quality services, quick round time, sorted logistics, these are some of the things which will make a consumer choose one player over the other. And this is the only differentiator, I would say, which Mr. Jeff is focusing immensely on, providing a standardized solutions to millions of people across the globe. So next slide, please. I'll also talk, friends, a little bit about, what all it gives and what this business is all about. And now I'll talk about business in a box, and this is what they call the entire solution, which they offer to a franchisee. Next slide, please. So these are 5 tools, I would say, and these are 5 solutions, a group of different solutions which come together to give a holistic approach to run the day-to-day business. Starting with technology, which I already talked about, they arm their franchise partners with technology which is unavailable, I would say, to a lot of people who want to open their own laundry, or even be financially out of reach for most of the people who want to start a business. So, and what they're doing is they're giving groundbreaking technology, which is empowering, their each and every partner to operate this 21st century business model and allow them to attract consumers, allow them to service their consumers, and at the same time retain their clients. Now, it is also important to understand only those companies who are investing in technology are the ones which are actually disrupting the industries. If you look at what you're consuming today, and the pace at which digital disruption is happening, all services, friends, that we're consuming at our home are becoming digitalized. There would be a time where we will not have even a single service that we consume which is not coming to us digitally. So this company is winning, because they're offering convenience, one, but they're also able to offer this convenience at scale. And this scale is because of the technology which the company has. Sorry. Just a moment. Sorry, guys. So now when we understand, the business, this is a very traditional business, which actually comes with a lot of operational hassles. And in order to counter these challenges, Mr. Jeff has actually institutionalized the entire unorganized process. Now, to address this issue of quality, they have established their SOPs in place for each phase of operation, and they've actually set aside a dedicated quality supervisor with each area franchisee. Now, through their support, what they give their partners is two kind of assistants. One is a partner success manager. He's somebody who's aligned as a consultant to every partner. He's somebody who analyzes and improves the business operation and store management. And second is the partner support agent. He's somebody who's aligned with the partner on real-time, immediate, or I would say daily basis, support line for the day-to-day operations of the store. Apart from that, the company will also assist in, control assistance for all the business operations, which includes, I would say, issues related to productivity, issue related to quality metrics, issues related to operational performance. All that is something which is from the support of the super specialist, the franchise partner would be able to monitor, control, and improve. And the most important, I would say also an offering from the company is also the kind of brand equity the company holds, and also the marketing playbook. They have a very big, or I would say they have a huge bank of images. These are videos, templates, which can be used by prospective, or franchise partners, and which can be used both at point of sales material, which is comparatively, or I would say it's a complete guide that helps you teach how to create a genuine experience of Jeff for your customers. You also get the entire marketing playbook. Now, this marketing playbook is something which can be applied by a franchisee at his location, which is very hyper local. You can tweak it. It includes things like, how do you reach to the audience? It includes equally important, how do you convert the audience? It is easy to reach out to the audience, but this audience is already consuming these services somewhere. So their marketing playbook also gives you guidelines on conversion of audience, which is either using similar services at some organized store or some other player in their vicinity. And also all this put together brings a very robust ecosystem for a franchisee partner, where you become as a partner for the entire, I would say, ecosystem, which is omni-channel in nature, from their web to their applications to their physical store. It all combines together. And these ecosystems, which Mr. Jeff has created, is something I would say is a very strong entry barrier for any new competition or maybe a potential entrant to even come in the market, or I would say even duplicate or better the core product or service, because they spend a lot of time achieving what they have done. Even I would say some of the leading chains in our country would not have that ecosystem which Mr. Jeff brings in. Next slide, please. So we've talked, I'll not take much time on the industry. I think Gaurav did cover on the industry at large. I'll show you some pictures of the stores for you to understand, what store looks like. And if you look at the branding, the store size is small and very, very tighter stores, sharper stores they have done, but a very clear, clean frontage, which ideally has to be a glass so that you have a better visibility, and a very clean reception. And if you look at the branding, very, very minimalistic branding. It is not too high on capex, so to say, but very clean, clear branding they've done. And this is the picture of one of their stores they recently launched in Europe. Next slide. These are some of the certified partners of a company, including, I would say, the real estate partner, which is Remax. So all the real estate requirement globally is furnished by Remax, which apparently or incidentally, fortunately, is also partner with Franchise India. We are the master franchisee of Remax also for India, where we have offices in more than 200 locations Remax runs out of. And apart from this, we have other certified suppliers. These are all global suppliers for Mr. Jeff, including Electrolux, which is their machine partner, Orly Polish, Ecolab. These are all partners who supply the chemicals to be used for the laundry all across the globe. Next slide. The business opportunity. So very quickly, friends, I'll talk about the business opportunity. And this is an area which is a requirement of 400 square feet of space, which is needed. And anything between 2 to 4 people is something which is good enough to start a business. And it might look like why we need such a small size or of resources or manpower, because this business is not too much dependent on resources, because everything is technology led. Next slide. So it's a 400 square feet of space. It's a modern design, like you saw in the picture. What we need is 3 machines and 3 dryers, which are stacked on these machines, and a 1 ironing table. So this is the entire equipment that is required at the outlet. And this is very high in terms of productivity. Like I mentioned, it is all tech driven. You don't need too many people working in the outlet. Orders are all received from the app. Every management of the entire process of the order is done only via the app. Like you can see your product, when you order something on Zomato, you can see a product being ordered and sent to the kitchen and then to you as a consumer. The similar process is followed by Mr. Jeff. From the time it is picked up to the time it is delivered, it shows the entire process on your application, and the same is visible to a franchise partner and also to the end consumer. So it has an app which is consumer facing and also a franchisee facing, which gives you all the critical inputs. And on-demand home services. So it's an omni-channel, which is online to offline, which gives you a truly hybrid experience through a physical presence of stores, and all the applications are handled online. So there are 3 services which the company is offering. One is laundry, second is ironing, which they offer, and third is dry cleaning. I would also say dry cleaning / wet cleaning, which is also a new service which is being offered. Not many companies in India or globally are offering, but wet cleaning is becoming very popular because it is more hygienic as compared to dry cleaning services. So wet cleaning is also part of the services which Mr. Jeff would offer. Next slide, please. So I'll talk briefly on the business model, and these are the 11 cities, friends, where we want to go, including Delhi NCR. And this is not by any order, but these are 11 cities where we want to be in. And these 11 cities come to us both by potential, where we feel there's a potential for this opportunity to be in, and also in close consideration with the parent company, Mr. Jeff. And also, I'll talk a little bit on the opportunity while, Gaurav did cover on that. If you look at this industry, laundry, it's a huge pain point with people spending at least 7 to 8 hours per week to make, or manage their laundry. And a huge pain point on an average, even if you do our own calculation, what a small household of maybe 3 to 4 people would also spend would be anything upwards of 2,000 rupees per month on washing, which includes your maybe part-time maid who's working, maybe about 300 rupees, 400 rupees on detergent that you would end up spending, about 500 to 700 rupees that you would end up even giving to a dhobi who's ironing your clothes. And to add on that, you also have a very big capital depreciation, which is roughly around 500 rupees maybe on a machine. And in spite of all these expenses, including a maid, a help, a ironing guy, and a machine, which is also consuming a space in your apartment, and then to add on that depreciation, we don't get convenience, we don't get reliability, we don't get quality. Hence this turns out to be a very, very big category. And why these 11 cities also, I'll give you some numbers. Even if you take the top I would say cities in India, the top these top 12 cities in the country, and take only the working top working class population which is consuming these services, then also this business is almost about 10 to 10 billion dollar business. Next slide, please. Friends, while this is something that we would need more time to spend closely on, I'll give you a little understanding on what area franchisee is all about. And we're not talking about a bigger area. We're not talking about a region like East India, West India, North India, but we're talking about an area territory. And this area would be for us a city master franchisee or an area franchisee who gets the entire right to own the entire territory for a period of 10 years time. So he gets exclusive right to the territory. When you say exclusive right, which means any inquiry which comes even to the parent company Jeff in Spain is something which is directed to the area franchisee to convert. So he gets the exclusive right to manage the territory for a period of 10 years. Now, what he needs to do is he needs to open at least one outlet of his own, and the rest of the outlets can be sub-franchised, right? So one outlet of your own and the rest outlets can be sub-franchised. Our parameter of picking these locations would be very simple, that we would not select any territory in these 11 cities barring Goa, because Goa, we don't see a potential of 25, about 10 to 15 Goa can have, but outside Goa, all the cities, all the 11 cities that you see has a potential of opening more than 25 point of sales in every city. And even a city like Delhi, which would have anything between 100 to 150, including NCR, that's a minimum potential it could do. And similarly for maybe Bombay, Bangalore, this number would be upwards of 75 outlets in the city. But we have taken a region which will have a minimum potential of 5 cities, 5 centers in the city. The franchise partner, which is the area franchisee, will own and operate at least one outlet, sub-franchise the rest. And what he gets in return is, he gets 50% share of the unit franchise fees. जो आपके नीचे आपके एरिया फ्रेंचाइजी के नीचे यूनिट फ्रेंचाइजीज हैं, जो भी उनकी फ्रेंचाइज फीस रहेगी उसका 50% शेयर आपको मिलता है. प्लस यू ऑल्सो गेट 50% रॉयल्टीज. दीज आर ऑनगोइंग रॉयल्टीज विच द कंपनी चार्जेस. ये ऑनगोइंग रॉयल्टीज आपको मिलती हैं एवरी मंथ, एंड दीज आर रिकरिंग. So while franchise fee is a one-time fee, which means if a city like Delhi or a city like Pune, for example, has a potential to open, say, 50 laundry chains, so you have a potential to get franchise fees from 49 centers minimum under you, and these 49 centers will continue to pay you royalty for the next 5 years. So your royalty becomes your recurring income. This comes every month to you, and initial fee is the franchise fee, which comes to you on acquisition of each franchisee. For your own center that you open, the company has also offered you 50% discount. So you don't have to pay the entire franchise fees full amount for your own center as an area franchisee. You only pay 50% upfront for an area franchisee. On top of that, Mr. Jeff also gives you 50% discount on the royalties. So which means that you don't have to pay 100% royalty to Mr. Jeff. You get 50% discount on that, and 50% royalties are paid by you. Next slide, please. So what it takes, to be area franchisee, and if you look at the potential, while this fee is something that we have considered, this is about $50,000, which translates to about 36 odd lakhs to own the entire territory. But the potential of the income, friends, if we go by calculation, we have a detailed working of this area franchise model that we have done at our end. But just to give you simple calculation, if I take, a number of even 25 units, imagine, the location that you have chosen, the area that you have chosen has a potential of only 25 units. Even then, the unit franchise fees that you get from the franchisees under you would alone translate to about 1.5 crores worth of franchise fees. Similarly, if I convert the 50% royalties that come to you perpetually from these units, you would have another 1.75 crores coming to you only in terms of royalty. So this number I have taken only with a 25 number potential. Now, with an investment of $50,000, which is 36 lakhs, the minimum potential for you to earn in a period of, I would say, the next 5 to 10 years would be minimum 3 crores. So which means that you're multiplying this investment manyfold. Now imagine if this number was 50 or 75 or 100, this investment that you have made would multiply. And the only friends condition, and I did see some of you coming with prior experience also of running laundry. While that would be added advantage, we are looking at people who have experience of maybe running some franchises or some business, but people who might not come with some business experience also in this category are welcome, because the company, Mr. Jeff, provides you with all systems, processes, and they give you a very in-depth they undertake a very detailed training at their head office in Spain, where you train on every aspect of operations. But they're looking at entrepreneurs who come with an entrepreneurial spirit, and they're looking at, long partnerships, but not a short term. So while at Franchise India, we have been given this responsibility of selecting the right partners, and our first round of selection would only be done for the area franchisees. And I would also like to reiterate, some of the partnerships, in case we find a mutual merit, Franchise India would also and might partner along with you. Having said that, I would also request that in case you're looking for a unit franchisee also, you can reach out to us, because as and when we sign the area franchisee, we would park your inquiries and we'll reach out to you for subsequent discussions on that. For more information, friends, I'll request all of you to reach out to our our hotline number, which is 9717683838. You've also seen Gaurav's number. He shared his number also in the chat box. You can take a note of that. I will also put my details here, and you can reach out on these email IDs as well. And if there's any question, friends, that we can answer you, we'll be more than happy to do that. And I like to add, there are two set of presentations that we have for you. This practically, this is an overview of the company, the people behind, setting a perspective on the opportunity that we want to offer. The second set of presentation is something that we want to discuss more one-to-one with you, where we like to understand your perspective, the strength that you bring in as an entrepreneur, maybe your business experience, or maybe your experience in this category, or maybe what you're doing in your industry region at large. So once we undertake that, we also go to the parent company, which is Mr. Jeff, for a second round of discussion. All right, great, friends. So you've asked for the number. We have put the number again. So I'll put the number. That's the hotline number. 9717683838 is the number that you can reach out to. And we're looking at the 11 top cities. I also have my colleague, Mr. Avinash, who is leading the entire project, along with Nikita, who would reach out to all of you friends who have joined today. We'll share the entire presentation so that you can go through the entire information once again. And we'll be happy to take and come on as many calls. Starting tomorrow, we have started to block in 1 hour every day for any detailed discussions that you wish to do with us. And I thank you for being with us for this hour. Have a great evening ahead.